my channel. My name is Wendu Isaac and I have with me
Stephanie.
If you follow me on Instagram, you clearly know Stephanie. Like she's not a guest, but she's a blogger on the Safaka blog. Let me introduce herself, babes.
Hey guys. Okay, so I'm Stephanie. I'm a lifestyle wellness blogger.
Period.
So like on Instagram, I'm the Safaka blog, and then my website is safakablog.com. What else? Yeah, like I'm passionate about intentionality. I'm passionate about like discipline, wellness. I just talk about all the things that excite me. So just lifestyle, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm very like, I guess, passionate, and I'm also like, if I need a break, I take a break. So
like right now we're on a break.
technically.
You know, before we enter that break conversation, we're here for food.
Yep.
Okay? We're here. If you could not really tell from the setup or the title, this is a mukbang.
Ooh.
We're gonna be ranting about different things. And we're going to come back to talking about the break, but let's set up the food because this is the main event.
Listen.
So we ordered this from Captain's Boil. You know, like
Unboxing.
Unboxing.
You two will be like,
Get into this. ASMR.
why?
So we have
Here, bam, bam,
better bamboo.
bam, boof.
Woo! And then we have the shrimp boil.
And this is
The fried rice.
This is so good. Like,
It's actually so good.
oh, look at that steam.
Look at that.
Is that big?
Yep.
That's so cute.
But you don't have to go.
Where we go?
The gloves are there?
Yes, it's in it.
I love that for us. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Vibes. That's what we say.
ASMR. I got the hottest one that they had.
Yeah.
And Stephanie got.
I got medium because I
Medium.
couldn't remember if their hot was actually hot. Because I've been there, but it's been years. Oh.
I also saw that they now have headless shrimp. I was like, that's cool, but like the whole
shrimp is a head.
the whole point of eating a boil, like you're removing it by yourself, you're taking out all the juices from the head.
Though. Take off the head, please.
Okay, so yeah, the break, right?
The social media break.
You guys, social media can be a lot, and it's like, okay, when we go off, we're like, you know what, we just want to go for like maybe a couple of days, a week, and then we take that week and it's like, oh, this feels so good. And we've basically been off for like almost a month.
Yeah, I think it's the whole of June, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny thing, I had taken a break. Was it like April? Like I taken a break like recently, and like I came back, like I was creating or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just felt like, so okay, this is the backstory actually, because so I started unplugging once a week.
Yeah.
But then that got like hard because after that day that I unplugged, I don't feel like coming back that day.
Right,
So I was like, I don't know if it makes sense to keep unplugging. So if I unplug that like one day, then I'll take a whole week so that the next like that day in the next week. And I'm just like, I'm taking too many breaks or whatever. So I was like, let me just be consistent, let me just keep going. But then that led to burnout because it was like I'm performing, I'm not necessarily, it's not being consistent. It's like, I said I'll do it, so I'm doing it, but am I doing it with value and like quality as opposed to just quantity? Like I said, I'll do it, so I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I found out it was quantity, so I was like, and when I was already on a break, I was like, I feel like I even have company. So I took a break.
But then we were like, you know what? It won't make sense to come out from this break and not have anything to show for it.
Facts.
So let's actually create content.
I get the content we've been putting out.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing this week. Well, this weekend. And we wanted to like go and film like shoots outside.
Yeah.
But the way Ottawa was just raining up and down today, like who sent you?
Makes no sense.
Like who offended you? Who?
Because now it feels like spring. And it's like the end of June. So
and we already know spring doesn't know what she wants in life. She's a moody person.
So she though.
People pleaser. She wants to please everybody. Winter,
I won't take that from a girl spring.
Fall. It's like why
is you're triggering me? Relax.
Is your middle name?
Stop it. Stop it. If you want to see, mention my name. Mention my name. Stop.
Talk to me, Dad.
Don't mention your corners. If you want to talk to me direct. This is next to me trying to throw shade. Relax. Talk to me direct.
Oh my god. Okay. So let's get into this rant. Yeah, my beep has gone off. Beep down, guys. Beep down.
No man down, but beep down. Imagine.
We're starting with the black brands, right? You recently, by recently I mean last year.
Yeah.
Got married.
Hey boo. Hey husband.
Thanks for letting us use your space, though.
I appreciate you, yeah.
I remember when we met, like you were telling me some of the experiences that you had with the brands that you were working with, and it was really important for you to work with, black brands, and they were just disappointing you up and down. Yeah. So we're like, we don't want to. So let's just give you this disclaimer. We're not going to call people's names because we're not trying to spoil anybody's business.
Yeah.
But just things that need to be spoken about because these brands, they make us look bad. This baby is actually stressing me and it's going to come off soon. I don't have, need time. I don't have time. Please.
Alright. So yes, that's when you said I got married last year. And like for me, I mean, as a creator, I'm like, I like to see black people in black spaces and even in global spaces, I guess. And like, it's only us putting each other on that's going to work. Like, I don't see any other race, not to judge or anything, but like you put your own people on normally. Yeah. That's how people blow up technically.
The Jewish people. Like that's why money is still like, because it keeps circulating.
So it goes a lot of times before it leaves their community.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's important to me. I mean, we are talented, we are gifted, and I'm like, so I'm saying all these things to say why
it hurts.
I will choose, and why I will choose black creators, because I'm not going to like choose someone because of my race. I'm going to choose you because you're talented. You happen to be black, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, cut to the chase. So I booked my vendors. Me thinking everything is settled. So, I guess backstory. We got married in Toronto, but we live in Ottawa.
Yeah.
So then I had to find.
That's like 5 hours drive, by the way.
Yeah. Well, depending on who it is, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5.
3? People drive 3 hours?
I don't want to put anybody on blast, but.
Ha! God bless you. God keeping you on these roads.
If you're driving normally, I think 4 to 5 is okay.
Yeah.
So basically we had to find vendors in Toronto that will work, that will keep their word. Like for me, I'm also like a part-time event planner, so for me like vendors is like, it's just very important to me. And because I'm in Ottawa, I know the vendors that will come like correct, vendors I can rely on, whatever. But in Toronto I don't, because even if I plan something for you in Toronto, like, because it's never been a full-on wedding, I guess. And like my sister-in-law, shout out to you, boo. She's great at planning as well. So she was like doing most of the work. She was like my local contact, and she was recommending people. And the people that she recommended are people that like have worked with other people, so she trusted. But for some reason, it wasn't as smooth for me. It was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like for me, I don't even know what my first book would be, but I would say not following through. Like I just feel like when I was booking my vendors, it always almost made me feel like they were doing me a favor. And that's like one of my biggest pet peeves working with black people. It's like, oh, you see that I'm black, I see that you're black, and we are both excited that we are black and working together.
Right.
But like, you have to still come correct. It doesn't mean that because you're black, you can do whatever, you know. Like, I'm still paying you a deposit, I'm still paying for the amount of hours. If we use more hours than I paid you, I'm paying the difference. Like, it's a professional interaction. Like, even if you're my friend and that's the business that you do, obviously if I came to book you, I'm not trying to get it for free.
Right.
So I get that, because I know that there's some customers that, for example, Wendu does makeup. She's not a makeup artist, so it's like she doesn't do it for other people. I guess that's what it is. She's more of like a makeup teacher. So if we're really close to her and she decides to help you out, that's cool, and that's not a booking, right? But if you're a makeup artist that comes and says, okay, this is what I do, this is my availability, this is my that, and I book you, I pay the deposit, and you're not showing up,
that's
like, it's
wrong.
scary. And the like thing was that, like, something like not keeping me updated. Like, if something changes, like, obviously it's out of your control, and I'm not going to hold you to it, but you have to tell me.
Stephanie is saying this thing so calm because like a day to a wedding, she was driving to Toronto to get one of the services started.
One of it,
so that we will not say, put people on blast like that. And this girl doesn't tell her anything.
Yeah.
And she's just there like calling and calling. She doesn't have any alternative.
But anyways, yeah, I did have an alternative.
Can you imagine?
And I was in a different city. That's one thing. And like, it's just like putting me really in a like, because if you cancel that last minute time, there's no one I can go to, and that's a scary thing, right? Like, especially when it's destination. Like, if I was in the city you live, it's almost like, oh, I can find someone like this is other person. You have like 10 options. Maybe someone you don't know, and there's a particular thing you want to look a certain way, whatever. You know, this person can do it.
Yeah.
And like, what I don't understand is like, why would I pay for the service, and I'm still like chasing you around? The freak, like, we signed a contract. You gave me this time, this date, and now you don't reply me. Like, even if you've changed your mind, give me my money back.
Yeah,
let me find somebody. Yeah, but you're saying I'll be there, whatever, and you won't reply me. Like, I have a friend, like, when we're planning her wedding, I think it was a videographer or photographer or someone. He wasn't replying like often, and she cancelled him. Like, she was like, no, because if I'm counting on like hope, like, I don't know you, right? So if like you're not replying me, that's your first impression to me. So if you're not replying now, how am I sure that wedding day you show up? But she was like, nah. And he was like, you didn't want to give the deposit back, you didn't give half or something. Because I told them the reason why.
Right.
For example, you see in their bios, and which I think is so rude, like, no DMs. I'm just like, why would I email you to ask you like maybe a price? Something that is straightforward. I think that you should be able to send your DM like, oh, hi, I like the things that you do, whatever. Like this thing that you did on your page, I like it a lot. Are you free on this day? You say yes, then we don't take it to the email. Why would I email you for you to tell me I'm not available on that day? I sat down, drafted it. Like, it's overwhelming. Like, we have things to do. Anybody got time? Somebody just come and like have this no DM, all DMs to be deleted or whatever. Like, I get like, oh yeah, that's you're an expert, or like that's your area of expertise, or like you have boundaries or whatever. But that's rude. Because no offense, like no matter what you're great at, there's someone out there that's doing more than you. Yeah. Or just nicer. Like sometimes it's just character that takes you places. You feel like you're so experienced that we can't have a conversation on what I want, or I can't reply, or I can't give a comment or whatever. That's annoying to me. So
very annoying.
I feel like
it's the lack of communication. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you're already going to disappoint me. Just tell me. Let me be aware. Talk to me direct. Don't be doing me with my, because imagine like you're there preparing for your wedding, and then you have to be thinking about all these other things.
If a vendor will show up,
that's so scary.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to be thinking about that? And then she even one of the services, she had to be waiting for hours.
Yep.
In the name of your well sought after. Nah, it's actually wrong. And no apology, no remorse. Almost like, oh yeah, this is normal. It's not normal behavior.
No.
Because every time I like put black brands on, celebrate support black business. And yes, these things are good, but like, black people cannot continue to embarrass us outside. Like, stop it. You guys, the sauce with the rice slaps. It's like eating rice and stew. But only that this is like palm oil sauce.
I swear, I think it's palm oil. I'm not gonna lie. I can feel like
you can taste it, right?
An aftertaste. Yeah, the palm oil aftertaste. What I'm saying. So yeah, familiarity. Sometimes I feel like maybe because like you know me, you can say like you can cancel. And again, like if it's something you're good at and it's not like a professional service, I get that. But if it's a professional service and I'm your friend and I'm paying you, I think you still show up. Even if I'm not your friend, I think you still show up. Like some people like to ask like, I'm talking to my friend and she was like, she went to a seamstress and the seamstress said the only reason why she's sewing her dress is because she knows her mom. And I'm like,
they don't sew it now.
Like, you're not doing me a favor. Like, I'm still paying you. So why are you acting like, I don't get it. Like, if you don't want to do, don't do it. Like, so you want to do what? Like, it's like you have to do more than pay and be nice. Like, you have to beg them or you have to, which doesn't make sense. I'm not saying we should be rude, but like, you said you can do it. So if you're doing it and I thank you and I pay you, that should be enough. That's every service. I'm not gonna lie. There was a vendor that made it like so easy. Like, because she did a good job, I'm going to say her name. So it's Karima Photography. Karima Jedi Photography. She was my wedding photographer and I remember
and her pictures are really good.
Yeah. I was shopping around for photographers, like whoever's available basically for the day because it's very, very close to the day that I needed it for. Well, not very, very close, but in terms of planning, I think it was close.
Yeah.
So I was like looking for people, blah, blah, blah. And like some people will take forever to get back to you. Some will say I'm booked that day, whatever. But it's just like the replies were not prompt, so you don't know. Like I don't want to message 20 people and they all get back to me at once. I'm now confused. So with her, I remember like because I was tired of emailing and DMing and not getting replies. So if you had a phone number, that was better for me. So I called her. She picked up. She said like she was out or whatever. She'll call me right back. When she said that, she called me right back. You know, when they tell you call you right back, you might actually forget. Or never.
Or never.
You can say, oh, so sorry, I forgot. As a business, you forgot. Yeah, so she got back to me. It was quick. She sent me this and this and this is what I'm doing. They have COVID prices, whatever, because now they're not long. And like she gets that. It's not 8 hours. It's like an hour and a half max. So she gave me all those things. Whatever. Oh, it was quick. She sent me the documents I needed to sign. I signed. I sent it to her. It was booked. Like, and then when she came, like she posed us. She put the people that like if you're not supposed to be in that photo, like she will say, "Can you please send this?" Like she was polite. She had control of the thing. She was prompt on the day off. Like that's what I'm talking about. And it's like even going above and beyond because she's a photographer and I can understand if she hasn't posed me because there are photographers that actually do that. Like, what do you actually want? Like, show me your mood board, and then they expect you to just do it. Like, is that how it's looking? Like, is it giving what's supposed to give? Like, when I pose, is it looking like the Pinterest picture I showed you, or my earring has fallen, or one braid is out of place, or like it's like you're trying to say, I'm just here to take the picture, so everything else. But you are here to take the picture, so everything has to give, no?
Yeah.
This is your art. But I'm saying that to say that it's not even above. Yes, it's not even above and beyond. Sometimes it's just like do your job, and like I shouldn't chase you.
It's not even going above and beyond. Sometimes just do your job.
I want to drop the mic, but I can't breathe.
Like
Carefully.
That's it. Wow. Over wisdom one key.
That's so ratchet. But wisdom won't kill. You won't kill me, Jesus' name.
If you see us picking at things, it's because you're full. We're not the real candidates for mukbangs, clearly.
Look at all the food.
And also we started late. So next thing we're going to talk about is lack of support. This is Stephanie's favorite topic.
Let me
sip my water.
Please stay hydrated.
Let's clink.
Okay, let's do this. So lack of support, like I feel like, okay, when it comes to support, like especially in the black community, especially in the creative space, I feel like there's not much support because people, especially people that are familiar, people that know you, feel like you think you have arrived because you want to create. You think you have arrived.
Especially when they knew you before.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe you knew me in high school, but I'm not the same person. That's the same way you're not the same person.
Yeah.
So you can be like in high school, which for me in high school, I wasn't someone that you think would create. Because I wasn't always a creative. Like, well, I guess I was always a creative, but I didn't believe in my art or whatever. But if you knew me in high school, you'd be like, who does she think she is or whatever. And I remember, I feel like before I actually got comfortable creating, even that's also kind of a lie, because I do things afraid, which I've said I say a lot. I'm not waiting anymore to not feel like
hashtag execution.
Hashtag consistency, hashtag do it afraid, hashtag what's the worst that can happen, hashtag God is on your side.
Hashtag make fear insecure.
And that's Hayat Rita.
That's on Hayat Rita.
Yeah, so basically, I know that in the beginning, like when I wasn't doing the creating that I knew that I should be doing, I felt some type of way when I saw people that I knew do it. Only because, like, it's just weird to see, like, people that you know in real life be online. It's not even like, I feel like some people, you're just triggered because you're seeing them do the things that you're scared to do. It's not necessarily that they're acting, because the people that I know that are online are exactly the same way they are in person. It's not like they're portraying something else. But people feel like once you're online, you feel like you've arrived, or you think that you know so much and you're perfect and this, and that's not what I'm portraying, but that's how you want to see me. And I think Hayat said this too, that sometimes,
shout out to Hayat, like, she might never see this video, but we love you. Why Hayat stands here, you know it.
And GH represent. Mwah! But what I'm saying is that when the way you decide to look at someone is how you always see them, and that's how you keep seeing them, even if the person has changed, even if, like, they give you the benefit of the doubt, because this is how you want to see them. It's like that narrative, like you are the villain in someone's story, even if you want to admit it or not. Like, okay, when I was in 20 whatever, I was a rude person, I used to cuss whatever, which is real life. So there's some people that will never see me past that. Like, I remember when you used to cuss, I remember when you were rude. Yeah. And I can see that why it would take because if you're not in my life to actually see me growing, or you didn't stick around, or like it rubbed you the wrong way and you left, obviously that's the person you knew me as. So I can't keep trying to prove to you that I have changed. Yes. So I think that people feel that way. Like when you see someone online, it's like the image that you want to see of them is what you keep seeing. So if you think someone is always acting like they're happy, but it might not be true, because like for me, I make it a point to be like, if I'm not in my best frame of mind, whatever, I'm not going to post. I'm going to take a break. Everyone knows that if I'm not giving 100%, 110, 150%, I'm not coming to do. And it's like an open thing that I say. So I don't want to project my negative emotions onto other people. But then that's my issue. So I'm bringing it back. So I feel like the black community, we don't know how to support people if it's not, it's almost like if it's not struggle, and if it's not, it's like if I said, I'll be there for you when you're suffering, and I'll be there like, oh my gosh, how can I do, what can I do to help you, la la la. But like when you're winning, it's like, you're showing off. That's what I said. She was like, why is it that when someone, like if we're eating this like this, and there's a Walmart, a bag I bought from Walmart that has no name brand, whatever, and I'd maybe shoot a boomerang with the food and the bag happens to be in it, it's cool. But if it's an LV bag and it happens to show, then you're like, you're showing off. You're showing off. Or the biggest thing is like, I got married last year, so like I'm left-handed, and I said this thing before I got married. I said, I don't think, no matter what I do, like if you want to see me as that girl that is showing off that she's married, that's what you're going to see. I'm left-handed, I can't switch my hand. Because I've been using for the past 20 years, and you want to look at me as someone that is looking down on people because I think I'm married. But that's not the case, because if you are actually my friend, you know that, it's far from the truth. Can we talk about something else? Like you know I know I'm married, you know I'm married, I know you're single, you know you're single. It's like, now that we've cleared it up, can we talk about something else? So if you actually don't know me, you think that this is an image you have, and that's the fact. Like, you can be as authentic as you want to be, you can be as vulnerable as you want to be, but there's some people that will never support you because it's you. That's true. And that's something that like I had to sit with, because sometimes I'll be on Instagram, I'll tell Wendu, like one time I took a break on Instagram, I came back and literally less than 10 minutes I deleted the account and left because I was like, what the heck? Like, sometimes you go online and you see someone that you know supporting someone doing exactly what you're doing.
But then they've never said anything.
Yeah. And like if they want to compliment you, they'll DM you.
But you saw my posts. But I didn't see you commenting though.
No. How about that? Like, it's not like my thing is, if you think it's great, why are you? It's like they always say that like what you can't say in public is because of because of what you said in private. They don't want me to know,
right?
Because you don't want people to know that you're associated with the person,
yeah,
that you said all those things about, right?
Yeah,
but you're still part of me, and that's it. That's a fact. Like
right.
When you DM me, you didn't lie, because. But like you can't say it out loud because someone will be like, but didn't you say?
But didn't you say this about
right?
This person?
I just feel so many ways about it because that's what really pisses me off, because it's like if someone puts in the work, someone is disciplined, someone is consistent, and they make it in quotes, and that's making it is different for different people. So if someone makes it and you're thinking that they've changed because of something, but no. When you thought like they didn't make it, you didn't respect them, you didn't care. Whatever. What pisses me off is when I see people invested in the lives of celebrities that will never reply them, and not in their friends, not in the people you call family, not the people around you. Like I'm just like, it's
easier for some people to support you when you've hit like 10K, but they had the opportunity to actually walk alongside you as you were in 500 and 1000 and 15 and 2000, and you start picking speed and picking momentum, maybe like 6000. Hey Steph, long time no see. Or
making
like,
a name,
you're making a name, and then once you hit that 10K, now they want to be your friends, but it's like, why?
It's weird. I think it's the weirdest thing. Like, and I feel like even having a community and friends that don't see you like as the persona, like that really frees me. I love that I have friends like Wendu. Like if you see our FaceTime, like ratchetness, and they're calling each other to like drag each other. Literally, you didn't do what you said you do. You tried one day and then you gave up and you said there's no results.
So,
but you literally did it one day. So obviously there's no results.
Let me tell you, Stephanie will drag your destiny. But Stephanie is also like, close it here, so that your head will not be big. Stephanie is like,
I'm closing it.
What the heck? This girl put her hand here. She says she's closing her head.
It's close.
Oh my god. No, but Stephanie is like the biggest supporter. It's actually
make me cry,
It's actually crazy. Like anybody that knows Stephanie, online and offline, will testify to this fact. It's not like I've learned supporting people from her.
That's
like
cool.
No, seriously, like she will support. Like sometimes I post and like 10 comments are from one person. The person Stephanie, I'm like,
No, because that's what I've been saying. I was like, yo, like the work that goes into, like, this is what I say all the time. Like the work that goes into content creation.
They don't understand.
So that one heart and laugh shot won't do.
It really won't do.
I'm
but
sorry,
no, like
find a word.
Stephanie will put you on, like she will drag you to bring your best.
Amen.
But when you come through, and even when you don't come through, any step that you take, she's going to support you. Like
I feel like that's how
she's
it
good
should
at
be.
that, online and offline. Like it's not just Instagram matter.
And since Wendu has affirmed me by force on this video, I'm just gonna say like one thing that I actually love, I'm serious, like one thing that I love about Wendu is like the threats. Like literally she'll tell me like, okay, you have all these great ideas, I know you execute them, whatever, but like I'm very prone to like talking myself out of stuff and then having to like hype myself up again and do it, because I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna take some time to do it, because it's like, is it good enough? Like the weather isn't great, I'm not in a good mood, like there's a lot of excuses, but I know I'll come to, but it's like one of those people that's like, I know you do it, so like do it, basically do it now. Like you can do, like, I'll give you some like content idea. I'm like, yo, if I had this, that, like, do something along those lines. Do something with what. So it's like basically being present. And I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about that. Like, it's hard for, like, you obviously can support people if you don't know how to be present with yourself. Like, because if you're used to, like, beating yourself up about the person that you were in the past, and you can't wait to be the person that you'll be in the future. Obviously, when you see someone in the present doing something to move themselves forward or whatever, it's hard for you to support them because you cannot support yourself. You can't give what you don't have. So it's just like, sometimes it's not even like, I'm not even judging people that can support others, because I was at a place like that before. I remember that, like, I would struggle to support people that are, like, I guess, ahead of me, because, like, I feel like you already have what I want. What's my support going to do for you, basically? So it's like, I'm only used to supporting people that are beneath me. But also, one thing that I learned, especially in this pandemic, is that the people that were beneath me now have surpassed me. And if I can't check, like, if I can only support people that are beneath me,
that's the problem.
Because I don't care if the person has 100K followers. If it's great content, it's great content. I'm just, like, we share it. Not that I'm waiting to check, if you have 50 followers, then it's justified. Because some people have 50 followers and deserve 50 followers. Because
I can't lie, like, a few years ago, and maybe even last year, let me not lie, maybe sometimes this year too.
How many years?
Some people have followed me, and the first thing I check is not even like, is your content great? The first thing is like, how many followers you have. If you have a certain amount of followers, I'm like, yeah, I'm not following you back.
That was real transparent.
That's real transparent. A little too transparent.
That's real vulnerable to this.
But this year I saw myself like following people because their page was like really inspiring.
I just find,
and like maybe they had like less than 1K followers, but like I would still follow them. This is something I would not have done. And you asked me how many followers do I have? Why am I this prideful? My shoulder pad.
It's much.
It's too much.
No, but it's true. Like, I feel like people think, and I used to see that with small creatives. So I guess when I say small, I mean like you have like not as many followers as you want. Because people that have just started and see you as like, wow, you have 1,000K. I mean, 1,000 followers or 1K, whatever. But I do find that like valuing people for what like they are doing and not like, it's like, am I supporting you for who you are as a person or what I think you can give me? Because I feel like some people would, like small bloggers, you feel like they're very busy commenting on big influencers pages because they know that if the comment is good and maybe it's pinned and there's a lot of likes, you'll get a lot of followers. So you're doing everything with motives. But if you're not even looking at the followers, like I'm going on my timeline and this is really good and the comment is really good, and you happen to have a 1,000 million whatever people, it's great, whatever. But if I also comment and you have 50, I'm not going to now go delete my comment because you have little followers. So is that just, I think that basically, to wrap it up, to like being supportive is from a place like you have to be secure. That's what it is. Because if you're not secure in who you are, because there's always going to be someone that is prettier than you, there's always someone that is wiser than you, someone that is better than you, someone and you can just use that as like inspiration to do more of what you are good at, not like mimicking them, but like it's possible to do. Or even simple that in your field, like you're talking about just food and I'm seeing that you're blowing up. Wow, like people actually like your food content. And I'm like, I thought that I couldn't do food content, but here it won't sell. But now I'm seeing it, so it's like inspiring like that. So no matter what, like it's not a competition, it's a journey. Like I try to remember that, like when I see someone maybe I started with and they are maybe a way ahead or whatever, not feel less of myself or less than, basically, because they've accomplished something. Like it doesn't make me less because somebody is succeeding. And I used to struggle a lot with supporting people. Like I used to be very insecure. So I feel like when I was like, God, please, like I need help, whatever, I went to like an extreme, and it's a good extreme, that's fine. But I used to struggle because I didn't think I looked the way I needed to look to do certain things. I didn't feel like I was qualified enough. I didn't think I was well spoken enough. And all these things. Can you
imagine all the things she didn't think? She didn't think she looked. She didn't think she was well spoken. Can you hear the way she's talking?
I mean,
the devil will lie to you and just remove you out of your destiny in the name of lies.
Say in the name of lies.
You better know your identity in Christ Jesus.
But yeah, like, learn to support people. And like all those passive aggressive, like, it's a compliment but not really.
But not really.
Like, hey, like YouTuber, like when I grow up I want to be like you and all those weird things.
Right.
No, like just say I loved your video.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that was a great whatever. Like say what you would say to someone else that you would see. It's like don't let familiarity be what stops you from just like appreciating the people that are talented and creative and whatever in your circle, your community. Because it's easy for you to let familiarity like make you look down on someone else because you haven't seen that side of them. That doesn't mean that it was never there.
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't public you didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just accept you for you. Know that other people's like shine doesn't bring down yours.
True.
And like stop being passive aggressive. I just can't stand passive aggressive people. Like say what you want to say. Don't beat about around the bush. And don't pass through corners. Okay? Like
you know how many times you've said this?
Like no, that should be the title. Because it's just like say what you want to say. Like that thing that you said one thing, like, oh, how you doing? Good, do you need anything? Like, can I do anything to help you? Like, no. But then later you go tell somebody else, like, I wish she had done this thing because I did this thing for her like 10 years ago. But I didn't know that you wanted to do anything because you said you didn't.
Yeah.
I want to honor your word. I'm a bad person.
Right.
So I think that, like, we just learn to be direct. If someone is actually your friend, if someone is actually someone that you care about, like give them the benefit of the doubt that they want to always do right by you. And if they didn't do something right, it's because they didn't know or they didn't understand it or you didn't communicate it. Like there's always a reason. Think the best of people if they are actually the people that like you want in your circle or you believe them to be or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, like support people. Like it doesn't take anything from you. It literally doesn't. And it actually people love people that support.
Yeah.
You'd be shocked that people that don't support you, like they feel some people when you support them. It's like why? Because it's something that you hesitate to give, something that you lack.
Yeah.
So you want it, but you don't know how to do it. So when someone does it for you, you're like it's like people that are like so people call unlovable or whatever.
Right.
They need the most love. Like so when you love them, they're like. But I'm so complicated. But like I said all these rude things, but and didn't move you.
Yeah.
And that's how people like want to understand like why did you do what you did. So
and
yeah, I'm very passionate as you can see.
She is. But like if you are on the other side and you're feeling unsupported in whatever you're doing by your family and by your friends, first of all, just realize that you are your biggest supporter. That you should actually be your first supporter. And also obviously God is rooting for you. If you need like human support, email us, comment under this video.
We will
hype you
privately for sure. That's it. We will help boost yourself. No, we'll help boost your self-confidence. Whatever you put your mind to, we can help you. Behind the scenes. No, both behind and on the scenes.
No, we're going to put you doing. So no, like, be your biggest supporter. And like, you can't even, it's not even easy for you to support other people if you can't support yourself. That's like yeah. And
Tweet that.
And
then add her. Wendu Isaac. On Twitter.
Period. Also, what else did we say?
I said don't be a people pleaser because you're looking for people to support you. I found that I even struggle with that because I'm a recovering people pleaser. I say that all the time because it doesn't go overnight. Like sometimes you go 2 months, you're like, yo, I did what like was really on my heart. I did what God said I should do, whatever. And then days that you feel like maybe I should do something to let this other person give me more attention than they used to, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it creeps up, but you just have to call it out when it does.
Yeah.
So all that's to say, like in the beginning, I was boxing myself in when it came to my content because I thought that's what people wanted of me. Because I was Christian, I want to post certain things only when I'm on fire, only when I get a new rema, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it just felt like I was performing. Yeah. Felt like I was performing.
Yeah.
And not for people, but for God, to God. Because it's like God knows my heart. Like He knows that you've not spoken to me and I've not heard the voice.
everyday Bible verse.
Yeah, like, but you didn't read a chapter. You don't. It's out of context. You opened the app for like 50 seconds and you closed it. You just shared it to Instagram and then you spent an hour on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't even know you anymore.
And you don't know me
And
either.
and the people are talking, and that's who you think is me.
Woo!
It's not me. It's like all these things, and God is just like,
why are you this violent?
you know.
We're supposed to do a mukbang. Like, why are you dragging people's chests?
I'm just saying, because like that Christian influencer thing where you are perfect and you open the Bible only to get a word.
Should we talk about Chandler? Because you brought it out, babe.
Okay, I guess we're transitioning.
We're transitioning, babes, because a crazy thing happened.
Let's do it, yeah. I think you can insert the picture.
Yeah, I'm going to put this picture here. Hopefully it's not copyright infringement. But if you don't know him, I don't know. You're either not Christian or...
I'm not Christian. I beg, I'm joking, no.
Please, I'm joking.
I'm just a guest. Yeah, this is like you find me here again anyway.
We'll find you
anytime soon.
Don't threaten us. Don't threaten us. I won't take that.
Fake
No,
it.
but seriously, like Chandler is like an anointed minister of God. Like his songs are oily. The way he ministers is like, you know, this man is broken before God.
Amen.
Like in his secret place. It's not like, you know, there's some people that you know that this person is performing on stage, and there's some people that like they carry oil from their secret place. So like he's that kind of minister. He sings in Maverick City, so maybe if you know like Maverick City, you probably know Chandler. So anyways, he recently got married and posted a picture,
gang.
you know, of his wife twerking on him.
Because they're dancing to a song.
Because they're dancing to. First of all, I want to say, if my husband likes PDA, I will touch his bum inside church. Anybody that wants to attack me,
And that's a promise.
and I'm telling you now in advance, because I might be whatever in church. I will touch his bum inside church.
What's your bum?
You decide what you want to do with that.
It's thread.
Back to Chandler. So this is how the saints carried it on their head, talking about, I can't believe you did this. There are disappointments. My children, I thought I had a role model in you.
What if someone is struggling with porn?
Yeah.
And you posted this.
This is the meaning of your wife.
Yeah, and cursing his marriage.
Cursing his marriage
that hasn't even been a week. Not that 10 years you can curse somebody's marriage, but really like.
Yeah, and you're like, you say you're a Christian.
Yeah.
You are trying to put yourself as the standard.
Yep.
And then you, with the same mouth, you're saying that somebody's marriage is not going to be okay. Does that sound Christ-like?
Because his wife twerked.
Like, if you're bored, just say you're bored. Stop projecting. Your marriage is boring because if people are doing missionary sex every day. Are you mad?
You're bored, just say you're bored. If you can turn up, if you're not friends first, just say you're not friends.
You know, like if your sex life is dry, say it.
If you choke, you just say choke.
Choke you, who they breathe?
Just say what you mean. I will be
Just
going.
say what you mean. Like,
Stop passing through corners.
talk to me direct. Now this is the title of this video.
Just pass through corners. Like, really. So what Wendu said, that, and I was just like, we're having a conversation about it, of course. We're having a conversation about everything.
As we always do.
And I was just like, it's so weird how, like, as Christians, we wonder why it's so hard for us to, first of all, gain respect from people, like respect of our religion, right? Because people respect Islam, whether you believe or not. We respect the discipline that they carry when it comes to their prayer, their fasts, the way they live their lives, what they like. We respect that because it's Islam. Even if you're not Muslim, you respect that, and I respect that. I love the amount of like togetherness that they're on the same page. You know, I love that. But when it comes to Christianity, it's like it's hard for people to believe that we're actually who we say we are, you know, because we're not really emulating the person that came to die for us. It's just so hard for somebody to obviously want to be Christian, if all the Christians you've seen are judgmental, if all the Christians that you've seen only hang around Christians and feel like you are less than them because you're not saved or you're not Christian, whatever. It's like you are not loving enough for someone to want to know your God. You're not gracious enough for someone to know your God. You're not refined enough for someone to... It's like if you walk with grace and someone that is unlovable feels loved by you, they won't understand where are you even getting this love from. Like, if you're not living a life that is emulating what Christ showed us, what's the point? That's one. Two, I just feel like Christians, we're getting to a point where we become Pharisees. And it's like, I was telling Wendu how, like, in the Bible, like, anytime we read, like, the Easter story or whatever, before Jesus was crucified, we always wonder how, like, people could say the things they said about him, betray him, spit on him, crucify him, say all these things. And that's what we do daily in this generation. Like, it's not the same because we're not seeing him physically and spitting on him, but we're going against all the things that he says. We're not modeling what he has taught us. And it's also teaching us, and it's so Pharisee-like, because if obviously somebody struggles with, let's say, lust, and that's not like your struggle is maybe anger, obviously their sin is more in your face than anger, right? Like you wouldn't know that I struggle with anger if you don't like provoke me, whatever. But you know I struggle with lust if like I'm always doing promiscuous things, whatever the case may be. So there are some sins that are just out there in your face, so we put them more on a higher pedestal. But murder is the same as lying. So when you get to God will be like, this was more intense than the other. Like, they are all sin, right? And I also feel like Christians have also gotten to a point where they think that their preference is a standard. Like, it's not. Like, if Jesus, like, you prefer not to do something, doesn't mean, like, people, Christians that come from other Christians for getting tattoos or piercings and all these things. Like, you can have your backing from your Bible verse to back it or whatever. Just know that you can also take it out of context. You could have made it about you than what the word was saying, and it's also your conviction.
Exactly.
Like, you can't.
Holy Spirit has different dealings with everybody. Based on your assignment, based on how he made you, how he formed you, how he knows you to be. So everybody has like a different dealing. The thing is, like, there's some things that are clear cut in scripture. Don't fornicate. Don't murder. Like, you know, like, there's some things that are clear, and then there's some things that are vague at best, ambiguous in the Bible, and there's so many different opinions, and you have to rely on the Holy Spirit for yourself what to do in those situations. That's where personal conviction comes in. So, for example, issue of drinking. Not every Christian drinks. Drunkenness clearly in the Bible is sin, but drinking was never condemned as sin. But then maybe you personally, God has said it's okay for you to drink, you know, like moderately. But then there's now the added level of preference. Say God says, okay, it's okay for you to, you know, like, drink, but then you don't even like the taste of alcohol. Then that becomes your preference. But then the problem is that I will now carry this my preference.
I'm expecting people.
And then I will now say, you that you're drinking, you're a bastard, you're a sinner. Like, Christians just have double lives. You have one life that you're living privately, and you have another life that you're living in the public eye. So in church, everybody knows you as the woman that cleans. You know, you're always in church 24 hours a day, 7 days in a week, but your husband, you're insulting him every day. Like, your life is just like completely opposites. You're not the Christian that we know inside and outside. And that's what a lot of people want people to be doing on social media. It's like, yes, it's okay for you to wear a bikini, but don't show it on the internet.
As long as you're hiding.
Yeah, you're hiding. Yes, even though you twerk, but do we need to see that you twerk? Or yes, I don't know, whatever it is that, and maybe for you, you don't want to show us that you're twerking on your husband. Sure, but why are you
don't tell me you're not twerking on your husband at home.
Do you understand? If
like,
you're not,
straight face, you are.
If you're not, there's a problem. If that's why you're angry. If you're bored, just say that. Like, talk to us direct.
Like, sometimes I'll see something on social media, I was like, what the heck, whatever. But like, it's just that, check myself. It's like, when you say what to something, it's like you are so above that sin that you would never do that. So you're looking down on someone, thinking that I would never, like, I try to not say that. Like, this is something I'm so above that it will never happen to me or whatever. Because you think you're so strong or you're so saved or you're so all that. Like, we are all humans and we all have, like, a breaking point. So someone's struggle might not be yours. So don't be so quick. Yes. Because most of the time, people that are very judgmental are people that cannot, like, we don't see, like, basically their sin isn't in your face. So they're easy for them to judge people that, like, you're walking around and you can actually just see their sin because it's loud, right? So I just feel like we have to work with that, like, realization that, like, that comment that you put there, like, will you be happy if your children saw it? Is it like a good portrayal of what a Christian is? Like, if we are called to love, let's just end there. Just called to love, not all the other things. Do you remember love? So, and it said love one another the way you love yourself, and forgive as I forgive me. And that verse always sticks with me because God mentions how we should love others the way we love ourselves, because we are full of ourselves as human beings. And He says forgive the way I forgive you, because He knows we don't forgive as quickly. So like, if you are swapping it,
then there's a problem.
And then you're thinking like you have to love love others the way you love yourself, and then forgive as you forgive yourself. Like, that's not what He said. So if you struggle to forgive yourself, or you struggle to be teachable, or you struggle to be whatever, don't project that on somebody else.
Don't project.
Like, that's the thing. Like, walk your own walk with fear and trembling, because listen.
And the scripture that's been coming to mind since we've been talking about this since yesterday is Matthew 7:3 verse 5. It says, "Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye?"
As in, yours is bigger.
How can you say to your brother, "Let me take the speck out of your eye," when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrites. You know, scripture can slap you.
I love it.
First, take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Deal with your own stuff. Stop projecting. You and Holy Spirit should sit down, have a conversation, allow Him to do inner work in you. Like, how did you even, from the log in your eye, you still had space to be seeing another person's speck?
Say you had space.
Now we need to do better.
It's like, if you're modeling the life of Christ, it shouldn't be hard for us to win souls, and we have to really ask ourselves the question, like, do I want to come to a church full of judgmental people?
No.
Like,
if I'm anywhere full of judgmental people, no.
I go where I'm loved, right? Whatever. So it's like, if there's no love there, then what's my own? Which is true. Like, think about any place that you don't feel loved. Do you like to go there? Like, people that don't make you feel safe, you don't want to be around them. Because people that cheer you on, people that, so it's just like, think about that when you're like, I can't believe people actually would think something, because like, our thoughts, man, like, so for you to think something and write it, it's like, it's so like, it's so immediate. Like, don't follow your thoughts. Like, sometimes you just think something and like, yo, why did I think that? Like, where did that come from? Like, I would never do that at all. That's so sinful. Or like, wow, God, forgive me. Like, what's that? And imagine just writing that out. Like, take a second. Like,
pause.
Oh man, I can't
submit it to God before you submit it to social
media. And like, what about the things that you are struggling with? Before social media, because that one is much. But you'll be there, like, you're going through something, and the first thing you're thinking is to post it.
Let's not even enter that topic, because this video is already long.
It's long. It's much.
It's much. If you stayed,
I don't think anybody. If you come back,
if you did, you're ruined.
I think that,
in summary, take breaks if necessary.
Don't feel
whether it's from social media or whatever.
Literally, take breaks, like, on, offline, whatever it is to you. Take breaks.
You don't need to break down before you take a break.
Ooh, bars.
Sprinkle, razzle dazzle here and there.
Tweet that at Wendu.
And then be excellent. If you say you're a service provider or you're a business owner, please come correct. Whether you're
delete your account.
And
or
just
say
make
you're
hobby.
closed. Or just like, if your schedule is packed, you're feeling overwhelmed. Like, nobody's saying drain yourself. Just not taking bookings at the moment.
Respect people's
Take
times.
the break. So if someone had booked you, took a break in March. If someone had booked you for March, you didn't reply them to the new you're not available. You're not there. It's clear. But don't post on your page saying like
accepting
taking bookings. and it's hard to book you. Like nobody wants to work with someone that stresses them. Like I can't trust you. I have to beg you for the service you say you're providing that I'm paying you for. Like it's too much.
That's too much.
It's too much. Like
no.
And also black consumers or just consumers in general, because the person's a black creative or black business owner, black service provider, whatever, doesn't mean that their prices are way lower. It should be discounted. It should be bargained.
Yeah, we need
whatever.
to
If you cannot afford it, it's
carry
not
your
for
bag
you.
and go. Pack your bag 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 and go. Pack.
We're actually foolish.
And what was the third thing?
Well, we did
support yourself and support others.
Yeah.
And then finally, if your boy,
you are not the standard.
You're not the standard.
Yeah, if your boy
just say it. If your marriage is sad, just say it.
Even if you don't want to say it, don't comment about other people.
Don't project.
Yeah.
Stop projecting.
Yeah, because what you actually say is the same what your experience is. Like what you're actually going through. You are writing yourself out actually. Whatever you're like, it's hard for you to believe. That's the only way you're struggling with. Now you've told everybody. So I don't know.
Stop projecting. And finally, talk to people direct. Stop passing corners.
We're tired of the corners. It's the corners that we cannot do.
We
direct. That's what I'm looking for.
Direct communication. And something I learned from this whole Chandler Moore thing is that you can't be claiming that it's your right as a Christian to judge someone. Yes, sure. But accountability is done in proximity. Ooh. Rhymes, babes. Over wisdom.
It's true. You can only be accountable to some. Well, but that's also a different conversation because the people that you are close to that don't give you access to check them.
Yeah,
because you can't be close to someone.
Yeah.
Or close to people. But there's some people that don't share anything.
Yeah.
Are not transparent.
Yeah.
Very close, or because they don't want correction, or because they know that what they're doing is wrong, or they're working in fear. So they think that if I were to tell somebody this, I won't have it anymore, or like they will treat me the way the other person treated me, whatever. So like they work in that kind of whatever. But that's besides the point. In this Chandler Moore case, if you don't know the full picture, you don't know his story, you don't know, like, he has people that keep him accountable. He's open about that. So if he's doing something wrong, they are checking him. Don't worry. But why is it that when he's doing something, that's the whole thing.
That's back to the support thing.
Maybe something like he's doing bad, you're quick to jump. But if he did something great, I don't think that I saw as many comments. Yeah. So why is that we like negativity so much? If it's to pull someone down, we are there already.
Especially when you say you're Christian.
You say heavy on the you.
You say
it's you.
Thank you guys for watching. As you can see, we didn't finish our food because what is that, gluttony? And
that's a sin. And that's our conviction.
That's our plank that we're focusing on.
Yes.
Okay? And
that's our business.
Yeah. Thank you for
I loved this. I got a lot of things off my chest. It feels like a therapy session because bruh. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I have a lot to say, so I love it. My friends call me Hilt the Belt. No till figuration.